The following program is rated TV MA-LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
This is a Planet Fanatix production.
Let's talk about it. X-Men 97.
Well, let's get into it.
Before we do talk about it, we will watch the trailer for X-Men 97 because we did not watch it with everyone when it originally dropped. It dropped, I think, last Friday when it originally dropped. So we will watch it with everyone. Then after we watch it, then we'll talk about what's going on within the universe. So let's tune into that. Okay.
Watch the series finale of X-Men next Saturday morning. Check your local listings.
I'm grateful to have the chance to say goodbye. I am proud of you all, my X-Men.
Fate lies in our hands now. Now.
We have to stay vigilant. The professor entrusted us with his dream.
No matter how dark it is, we must believe in each other.
We get this done by working together as a team.
Jeez, Bob, keep buzzing in my ear.
To me, my X-Men. Magneto.
The last will and testament of Charles Xavier. Everything he built now belongs to me.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty cool when they first showed that. Like I said, big fan of the original 90s. If you grew up in the 90s, the X-Men 97 show and the Spider-Man 90 series were
top tier.
Man, I mean, I think it was the X-Men 97 series that around that time where I really started, I think that's when I really started picking up X-Men comics, I think. Is when I watched 97, because 97 was great. You know, they cameoed in the Spider-Man show. All those shows were canon to one another. And it was great. It was something to look forward to every fucking Saturday. I loved X-Men 97. I love Spider-Man. I am looking forward to seeing X-Men 97 with the MCU and what they're doing with it, with Marvel Studios. As far as some of the things going on with X-Men 97, this is that conversation where I'm on the other side of the fence. If you grew up on X-Men, if you know anything about X-Men, or anything about that just in general, using the word woke, one, you're using it incorrectly. Two, X-Men is not woke. And this is, how do I say that? This is coming from the same individuals, and I hate bringing up that conversation, but the same individuals that when we have the recast T'Challa conversation, it's those same individuals, those people that don't know shit about Marvel outside of the MCU, those people that are only, and some of these people that are, some of the people that are saying this are comic book readers, which is even more baffling. The X-Men are a group of individuals, but let me put it this way. The X-Men are a group of, it's a team fighting for a world that fucking hates them. Like,
simple, pretty much.
They are the outcast. They are the minority. They get looked at as, they have the X gene. They are different. They get the bigotry that gets pushed toward them and everything like that. That's how it's supposed to be. When Stan Lee Well, let me put it this way too, because I actually heard Stan Lee say some new shit, and I'm gonna play that in a minute. But not new shit, but some shit I never heard. You know, I've said this before on the show. The misnomer that people always say that, you know, the X-Men are Charles and Magneto are Malcolm X, or that's how Stan Lee and Jack Kirby created them based off of Malcolm X and Dr. King, which is not true. That's a misnomer. It wasn't until later on down the line that Marvel and saw, okay, maybe we might have something here with this whole group feeling, you know, disconnected, things like that. It falls under that civil rights and stuff like that. So it wasn't until later on that they started comparing it. It wasn't never Stan Lee and Jack Kirby that, you know, said, oh, this is Dr. King and Malcolm X. We're making them, you know, akin to them. It wasn't like that. But it has always been diverse. It has always been a thing of people that are supposed to be different. So this is what came out from X-Men 97, or from Marvel. And it was their take on Morph. Now, Morph, I believe, was in, correct me if I'm wrong, Morph was in the first episode of 97 and died, if I remember correctly. I believe Morph died. That was a whole thing. Yeah, because, like, Wolverine, what was his phrase? Like, Morph, yeah. Morph died. So, anyway, they're bringing Morph back. But then it says, this is what they sound. This is a lighter take on the character who is non-binary and has an interesting buddy relationship with Wolverine. The character's past with Mr. Sinister, the show's villain, could also come into play. To me, it makes sense for Morph to be non-binary because again, for people that aren't aware of who this character is, he can turn into anyone he wants to. So why would he not be gender fluid? I mean, if you really want to throw all that shit into the X-Men, sure. Why would he not be gender fluid if he can change his sex and anything anytime he wants to?
That's not the same shit niggas was tripping on with Loki.
Yeah, pretty much.
It is.
I mean, but this, like what D. Cecil said, is kind of what I was about to say. He said woke isn't a catch-all term for every social/political issue. If I had a nickel for every time I heard it used incorrectly, and it's like, I swore, me personally, growing up, still even now, I thought woke was you see the bigger picture. You're seeing outside the box. You're seeing the bigger picture. You're seeing what's really going on. Like, my question was about to be, what are niggas using woke as? Because, like,
it's the internet.
What the fuck does, like, how is X-Men woke for...
X-Men is woke because they're pushing a gay agenda, and people don't like that. They're pushing...
that. Yeah, and so that's what I was about to say. That's not... Even if that's what they were doing, that's not woke.
Yeah, and again, but people like to have that conversation about acceptance and being treated, you know, everybody being treated the same and everything like that. It's no different for the LGBTQ community.
Yeah.
No different.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just... In this show, you're literally watching people from all races, sex, gay, straight, non-binary, trans, whatever they are.
It's representation.
Not even shape shifters and shit, but I was gonna say, I wanted, like, the X-Men really got some evil-ass, realistic shit in there. Like, if you want to talk about woke, like, the other day I just watched the scene of Charles making Magneto relive the Holocaust.
Yeah.
There's some woke shit in there if you want to, like, get really beyond, dive into some real political, like Diesel said, like some real issues and everything. But the way niggas use that shit on the internet, I don't know. It's just like there's some terms and shit that niggas use so lightly, but also just so incorrectly that just it really like saturates the true meaning of the word. Like I truly can't tell you what woke means. Like, I swear to God, I thought woke meant, like, oh, I'm woke because I really see what's going on. Like,
yeah, I see the bigger picture than
niggas
what they're
using this shit
push.
is like, oh, Marvel's pushing it. They're doing this and that, so they're... What are they woke about?
But you see, like, that's the thing. It's representation. It's only representation. People don't understand that. Again, when you've been represented your entire life, and there have been other folks than just white people saying this. There have been black people. There's been all types of mixed breeds of people saying this. But what I'm saying is, when you as a white person have been represented your entire life, when you don't have to understand what representation is, because if you look right, you're on a billboard. If you look left, you're on a commercial. It's different for people of color, not just people of color, but people of different backgrounds than you. That is also representation. I think sometimes when we think representation, we only think color, we only think race, and that is not it. Representation spans on all so many different factors, and
ethnicity, culture-wise,
like Stan Lee said, he made a bet.
Pause before you even. Double Tar said woke is changing Morph into a non-binary character when he clearly was never like that. What is woke about? What is woke about that?
But
that is the point.
Him being non-binary.
I get if you say they're pushing it. But woke and
let me tell you. Let me give you a better example. If we watch an episode of X-Men '97 and it's Morph and Wolverine talking about his feelings and he's been this and that and they're pushing this that's a different conversation then.
Right.
When he's in the whole, I don't want to see an episode of Morph talking about going through counseling sessions with Wolverine or anybody else. If he's non-binary, leave it at that. Make it a part of the story. But we don't have to insert unnecessary ass conversations into him having unnecessary ass conversations with another character. That is a different thing. But them making him non-binary does not then make the show woke. It does not do anything to the show like that.
Checking something off of it.
Not at all. I just don't agree. I do not agree. Your mileage may vary.
I guess I don't understand.
And I'm just at the point.
I still don't see how that shit would be woke.
I understand, you being, represented. I do. But I just feel like there are just some things that we don't need to take the time to, break down. You know what I mean? But then also, my mom always says common sense is, not so common. So, like you said, if you are a person that has powers to morph into anything, anybody, anything.
Why would he not be gender fluid?
Why would he but why do we need to sit here and have this type of conversation? And once again, going back to Q, how does us having this conversation deem it as woke? What bigger picture are we getting here? This is just common sense shit. This is not a bigger picture.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. When I read some shit like that, I don't
scroll
care.
Past it.
That shit does not.
Cool.
I don't see how niggas can read some shit like Morph is non-binary and they're like,
I'm like,
fuck! There go my whole fucking week, bro.
Right.
It's typically because people don't understand it. People go against what they don't understand.
Yeah, they like to go against the grain that's not with them.
Now I see some and I'm not even gonna sit here and be hypocritical because I've seen the Fasto shit in Eternal. I've seen some. I'm like, I don't get it. There's no point. But I'm not finna sit here and say, because like I said, maybe I don't get it. But I'm not finna sit here and say that shit is woke.
Right.
And I'm not finna sit here and say they're pushing an agenda because you don't have to watch it. Pushing an agenda is, this is what you're going to get in real life news. This is what you're going to wake up to. This is what you're going to go to school and learn. This is what you're going to be surrounded by. This is a fictional superhero movie. There is no fucking agenda to be. And they're not even doing good right now. I don't get why. If you get your agenda from Marvel, man, you got bigger problems to worry about. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You need to go and be woke then, because what the fuck?
I mean, and then like I said, another example is representation is what Stan Lee did. Stan Lee when he created the Howling Commandos in Captain America, he had made a bet with his publisher and said, "I bet you I can." Think about the Howling Commandos. You got a black guy, an Irish guy, an Italian guy. It's different races, and they were still fucking popular. Why? Because Stan Lee said, "I bet you I can put a group together of all different ethnicities and still in Marvel, and it still be popular because it's Marvel. Yeah. It's fiction. It's superheroes. People only care about the race and the sexuality and all that stuff when it goes against your personal beliefs. When it's something that you don't understand."
I was gonna say maybe that's why I'm always so in the middle and don't really care. Because, like I've explained to y'all, I've never really had this biracial character that I'm like, oh yeah, that's my role model. So I'm always kind of seeing both sides of everything. And bro, I'm telling y'all, right? That shit is genuine. Not a big deal.
It's not.
Really not.
I just don't. I don't get the people, and it's and maybe you don't it's what y'all like to do with y'all's time, but it's I just genuinely don't get arguing and spending your time trying to prove people wrong over an opinion, an opinionated topic, like we were talking about earlier. There's no wrong or right. Y'all are just sitting here arguing over shit like that is the agenda pushing. That's what they want y'all to do. Y'all sitting here arguing over meaningless shit.
And the whole
getting y'all niggas to hate each other.
The whole point of, I've said this multiple times on this stream, and why I fell in love with Marvel and Stan Lee. The whole point is to be seen, that everyone is a superhero.
To be seen.
To be seen. It doesn't matter white, black, Hispanic, purple with polka dots, a mutant, binary. Like, you're seen because anybody can fit in this role because it's about the person,
right,
not the power.
And the thing also is this: Beau DeMayo. We've talked about Beau DeMayo quite a bit. Beau DeMayo is one of the writers on X-Men '97. Beau DeMayo is black. Beau DeMayo is writing. Beau DeMayo is gay. So with all that, and as an X-Men fan, I've watched an interview with Beau DeMayo. He's a major X-Men fan.
Yeah.
He knows what he's talking about when it comes to X-Men. I was watching. The man knows what he's talking about. As far as him being on the head writer on the show. You're going to get representation and elements in there from somebody.
What do we always say, like, when actors say my take or my version? Mm-hmm. You're always going to get a little bit of that with humans. Like, there's always going to be it's kind of a heavy topic to opinions and thoughts going into that writing or whatever story is being told. And so
X-Men.
If I wrote X-Men '97 and you wrote X-Men '97, we could read the same source material, but they're going to be a little.
They're going to be different. And you know what? And it's not canon to the MCU. I don't know if that changes shit for anyone, but it's not canon to the MCU like we all thought it was going to be at one point in time. It's not. It's its own thing. So for me personally, I don't have a problem, and if that makes you unsubscribe, peace out. I don't have a problem with Morph being non-binary. It doesn't bother me at all.
Bro,
I don't care.
I don't give a fuck if real humans are not.
Yeah,
like what?
I wouldn't give a fuck.
Like that's really it.
Like,
that is really it. Like what?
That's what it comes down to. I just need you to be a
and why are we pretending like Morph is this like
actual human being?
No, not even that.
Batman,
like this
Superman.
like this ginormous character in Marvel that people
Spider-Man.
I guarantee you until that shit came out, a lot of people didn't even know who Morph. Thank you, bro. Nobody was checking for Morph in '97.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here with that. Nobody was checking for Morph in '97. It wasn't until you saw that shit that you were like, oh damn, they're doing it. No. Bro, nobody's checking for Morph, so miss me with that bullshit. Like, I ain't even heard nobody say Morph's name, bro. Like, what? What? Like, better example. I'm currently building my X-Men figure team.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Morph and said, I mean, of course it's on the X-Men team, but do I need to grab Morph? It's not, bro.
But I bet you didn't sit there and be like, they made him non-binary, so I'm just gonna pass on this. Like, that wasn't your first thought when you saw this figure, because whose first thought is that?
But question always is for you guys. Let us know down below what you guys think. Is Marvel and X-Men being too woke with what's going on with Morph, them making Morph non-binary in the show? Or are you on the other side of the fence to where you just really don't give a fuck? There are bigger things to worry about. Let us know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking.